Alright guys, hello, welcome back to another video review, and today it's on a special FNAF plushie. This isn't a Funko one, or it's not even official. If you've watched me for a while now, you'll know this company like when I say it, but I've been really eagerly excited to review this plushie, and it is the Xmart Global Scraptrap plushie. And I say if you've watched my previous, like older videos, you would remember them because I actually took a look at two of their products before. One was before they were like big and labeled as Xmart, and that was their Easter Bonnie plush. They just randomly had this on Amazon like a couple years ago. And yeah, this was their only plush at the time, and now they expanded to this, Shadow Bonnie, who is right here, and then the Nightmares. They just came out recently with Nightmare Fredbear, Nightmare, and Nightmare Chica, who all look amazing. And then they obviously had the Withereds. They had the Withered and Golden and Withered Shadow Freddy plushies with like different positions. Like you could have one like where they're slouched, or one where they're just upright like a normal Funko plush. So yeah, and this is the one I was excited the most for because I really do like Scraptrap, and we are in desperate need of the main characters from FFPS as plushies. So this is really cool to see, and I will say they have definitely done higher quality now than they were even with these guys, because these two are already like decent quality, like good quality plushies. Like they're soft, there's no printing if you care about that, and they're overall just really nice plushies. So to see them like still doing high quality and even higher quality stuff than they already were doing here is just awesome. So let's just get deeper into the details of the plushie. Right off the bat, you can just tell that there are a lot of details that are accurate to Scraptrap. Like if I put a picture of him up right here, you can tell that the details are like basically spot on and really nice quality for a plushie. And one thing that I really do like that they carried over from Funko's Springtrap is the wires, because he does have a lot of wires on his head. Granted, these should be like longer and going across his head, but I can understand why they wouldn't do that, because those would probably be easy to rip off, I guess. But yeah, looking at the face is extremely accurate, to even the point where they even emulated that weird eyelid positioning that he has, and his normal render, and even in the ultimate custom night render. So that is really cool to see, and it's a really nice attention to detail. It makes him stand out from other plushies with eyelids. Up here you got the skull, which from pictures I couldn't tell was still a soft fabric, and this is embroidered, by the way. All the details here are embroidered. Like none of this is really printed as far as I can tell. And in the game, his red flesh does have this bumpy appearance, so it's really cool to see them not only add these to the plushie, but also emulate the bumpiness of his red flesh bits on him. Aside from this, but that's understandable. But yeah, you got the snout withering, which is spot on. I love how they try to emulate that some of the blockier withering, but still kept the normal looking withering, but still made it look pixelated to fit with Scraptrap, which is which is the oddity of him, because unlike other characters Springtrap, if I pull up the title one, because that one is more accurate, you can see he has normal rips and tears, but Scraptrap has always had these pixelated Minecraft cave withering. So it's really cool that they emulated this here. So if you look at the ear, I initially thought these little little gaps in the endo were going to be printed, but no, these are each and every single one of these are embroidered, and this is a separate fabric piece, meaning there's more details underneath. And these do, as far as I can tell, go all the way down into the plush. I'm not going to pull too hard because I don't want to damage the ears, but that's really cool that they paid attention to that detail and just went through all that effort. And these are metallic and are made of that Arcade Mayhem Phantom boxing material, that are on them and Candy Cadet. So that is really, really cool to see. You can see he's got his buck teeth, which unlike Shadow Bonnie, where yes, they're both separate felt pieces, but they are sewn or glued to the mouth, these stick out, and they're separate pieces, they stick out a little. So that is honestly really cool. You got all his sharp teeth, which is a really nice attention to detail, and it just completes his face, honestly. You got the black nose, because obviously unlike Springtrap, who had a brown nose, Scraptrap does have a black snout, which is really cool to see. I do like that the snout and bottom jaw are different colors from the rest of the body, because that is accurate to him in game. Going to the bottom, you can see that he actually has a button. They actually give him a button because neither Funko's original Springtrap plushies look like if I pull these out real quick, none of them, as you can see, none of them have buttons, which is really weird in my opinion. So it's really cool to see that they added those here. So yeah, just a really cool plushie. Now let's move on to the rest of the details. Looking at the torso minus the button, what I really do appreciate is that they did try to emulate like the extra blocky bumps that Scraptrap has on his body for some reason. Now they obviously didn't do that with like separate pieces because that would kind of look weird and bad, but they did outline him in like black like embroidery, so it does give off that impression. Like you got a little bit down here, here, and then on the back there's a bit. So yeah, it's really cool. And this arm I think is done really well because I always thought that this like bone arm would be a bit difficult to pull off on a plushie, but I think Xmart did really well with like the embroidery of like the red muscles that did lead to the little bone, bit of bone where his arm like broke off, I guess, during the fire in FNAF 3. And you know, you got more arm withering with the flesh kind of like just strewn about. And you know, this is all embroidery, so it does like look indented and you can like feel it when you're like messing with the plush. I think that's really cool. And they got the withering down here, which does carry around to the back. Well, obviously it's not like completely across like it is on the original, but at least it's like there, unlike the tie-dye version, which doesn't have like the withering on the back at all. It has like nothing on the back compared to the original, which had this. Don't ignore that. That obviously was from him getting restuffed. So yeah, that is really cool. And they even included like the weird ass flesh strips he has on the suit feet, which I never understood this detail. This is one of the details of Scraptrap that I don't really like. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why does he have like random bits of veins poking on the suit on the feet of the suit? That just doesn't really make sense in my opinion. But still, it just shows like how much nice attention to detail that Xsmart like goes into their plushies. Like you can see the two big gashes on his head, which is accurate to the model. Obviously, since this guy hasn't appeared since Ultimate Custom Night, there's not really much to go off for the bag. Since in Pizzeria Simulator, one of my biggest complaints is that you really never get like a fully detailed good look at the animatronics. So I guess Xmart did just whatever they could back here, which, you know, credit where credit is due. It does look good, and that does like give it more detail. So it's not just, oh, he's damaged at the front and then he's just like somehow pristine on the back. I think that's really cool that they did that. And the eyes, they aren't really accurate because they are meant to be like gray with like black pupils or white with black pupils. But I do think these look better, and I do think like trying to like emulate Scraptrap's eyes perfectly on the plushie would look weird. So I think these like darkened eyes do work better, and I do think they look better than the official model, honestly. Yeah, you can see there's tears in the joints of the animatronic down here, which is really cool. And they do go like all around, which is really nice. The arms don't have that, but they still have like a good amount of tears. Like you can see like right here, you can tell it's like indented into the plushie. Wow, that's just really nice. And I love how the jaw doesn't just cut off right here. It continues up and up here, because he does have like this big like whole tear in the side of his head. Like if I pull up a picture of that, you can see like he does have like an actual like giant tear coming out of his head. So yeah, this is a really nice plushie. Like for a bootleg, this is really nice. And this is definitely like, of the 3 Xmart plushies I have, I definitely really like them and would highly recommend them. So now let's get into some comparisons. Here he is with the original Springtrap plushie from Funko. And you can see what I mean by like they carried over the wires. Though these are more like the tie-dye ones where they don't end in like little white bits, which does make sense because if you notice, this wire doesn't have it anymore. I guess these just came off really easily. So when Funko did tie-dye Springtrap, they just got rid of those because those would be easy to like tear off over time. And I guess Xmart took that lesson too, I guess. As you can see, very different designs because that's just how the designs are in game. You'll notice he is a bit bigger, but that is mainly just like, you know, his head being bigger in general. Like not even just like this plushie, but like in game, his head is like just big. Like I'm not even talking about the four. I'm talking about like his head in general is just big for some reason. But yeah, I think this captures like the goofiness or like the charm of Scraptrap really well. Just captures his vibe. You could see like where they try to emulate the Springtrap style with like having a fabric nose, which I do think is better than plastic noses, because, you know, these are plushies, you're meant to cuddle with them, but these big plastic noses might get in the way sometimes of that, I guess. I mean, I don't hate these. I do think those are nice, but like I do think the fabric nose they did for like Springtrap, the original Springtrap, and a few other plushies just works out better. So I'm glad Xmart did that rather than trying to emulate plastic noses. You can see he has a button, unlike the original Springtrap. You can see the flesh strips on the feet, which is probably something Funko would have done had they made him, considering they did it for both Springtrap and tie-dye Springtrap. So I do like that consistency that Xmart did between the two companies. Yeah, there's not really much else to compare. I mean, the shade of green is different, but that's how it is in game as well. I do like that they continued the skull to the back, like the flesh to the back, because while that isn't in game, that would like hypothetically like be there, and it would look kind of weird if this was here and then the camera would focus and it just like cut off, so there was nothing back here. So that's really cool. Yeah, so moving on, we got tie-dye Springtrap, which he does kind of go with tie-dye a little better, just because tie-dye is a bit more game accurate and is more like wither than the original. So it does go with Xmart having a bunch of withering. So yeah, I think these two also look really nice together. And then obviously, you know, you got Spring Bonnie. These two go together as well. Obviously, you know, just all the faces of William Afton. And then you got, you know, let's get in these two again. The other two Xmart plushies. These are amazing. Now, one thing that did happen was that Xmart got into a bit of legal trouble with U2s for copying the font or whatever, or making it look similar, which didn't really go anywhere because obviously Xmart did just release their Nightmares and had this guy. So I guess Xmart's in the clear now or something. So they did temporarily rebrand a Scrap Turtle, and Scraptrap still has that because they used to just put Xmart with their old logo, where it just says Xmart Global, and then literally would say the character's name, Shadow Bonnie. So yeah, I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked the site in a bit since I ordered this guy, but I'm pretty sure they give them either generic names or just still name them after the actual characters, which is really ballsy. But you know, I mean, nothing's really happened, so I guess they're good. So yeah, and then obviously there's the first one, Easter Bonnie. They really have come like a way, because I think the embroidery looks better. The embroidery on this one initially, like, granted, was a little rough, like with the eyelashes, but it's still cool that they did go that extra mile. This is still a high quality plushie, despite like not having the tag, like the Happy Easter tag, or having an inaccurate bow tie. I still think this is a really nice high quality plushie. So it just goes to show that even at their lowest when they first began, Xmart was still doing like high quality plushies. So yeah, like this is just awesome. You know, obviously it's not as squishy as a normal Funko, because even my restuffed Springtrap is still a bit squishy, but you know, it's still squishy enough, and it's, you know, a small price to pay for a high quality plushie. Here he is with the only other scrap that Funko made, in Lefty, and I do think he goes with him really well. I think these two look great together. I do remember Xmart teasing Molten Freddy and Scrap Baby. I don't know if they're still doing those, but I'm sure they are. They just haven't finished them yet. But from what I've seen in those teasers, those look amazing, especially Molten Freddy. And as soon as those come out, I will definitely try to pick them up to complete the set, because these two already look great together, and this is already a fantastic plushie. So yeah, I'm really glad that he looks like good with his fellow scrapmate Lefty. Now this is more of like a funny comparison. Here he is with my two customs, and yeah, he blows him out of the water. I'm not gonna like sell these or like mess these up for like different customs, because these do like hold special places in my heart. So I'm still gonna keep these around, and this guy will not be replacing Scraptrap or this one in my plush series for now. I do want to do something with this one, like maybe next season or something, but just know that for the rest of the season, for at least for season 2, this will still be the Scraptrap that gets used in videos. So don't worry, this Scraptrap will not be replacing him in season 2 at least. But yeah, this will still be the Scraptrap that you'll see in videos. So don't worry. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, a lot better details than my first original custom. Yeah, this guy is just kind of like degraded over time. I put like way too many like weird details. I don't know, he hasn't aged the best, but he's still a special place in my heart, and I still do like him. Same with this guy. I do think this is better than that one. I do like the bunny tail that I gave him, but obviously he doesn't have that, so Xmart didn't. So yeah, I still like this guy. But but he will obviously still appear in season 2 videos. But in terms of like my main Scraptrap plushie, this is definitely taking their places. So yeah, and then let's get into another comparison. I move to the futon for this comparison, but here he is with all of the other Pizzeria Simulator plushies, at least from this wave. I didn't really want to grab Security Puppet. I just wanted to grab the main, plushies from that 6th wave. I'm still missing Mr. Hippo and Candy Cadet, obviously, but yeah, he looks really good, and I think he does go with them really well, despite like the design philosophy differences or whatever. Yeah, I think he looks fantastic with all the other FNAF 6 plushies. And it's really nice that we're, one step closer to completing the FNAF 6 roster. I hope Xmart completes the Rockstars and the mediocre melodies like Ned Bear and obviously Posh Pizzeria. I think we do need a Funtime Chica and Music Man plushies. I think those would be cool just to like round out the main FNAF 6 cast. Like, I do think it'd be cool to get trash in the game, but if we don't get those, I mean, I understand, that's fine. But I would just like to have a nice lineup of all like the main actual animatronics from FNAF 6, since Funko neglected them for some reason. So yeah, there's the other official Springtrap plushies like Spring Bonnie, Springtrap, and Tie-Dye Springtrap. I was thinking about throwing in the 16-inch Glitchtrap plushie, but he's way bigger, so I don't really think it'd be that great of a comparison. So yeah, he goes with them really well. They do seem to follow the design philosophy of the tie-dye and like modern Funko, newer Funko plushies, but with the quality of something like Wave 2 or Wave 1, because it's all embroidered, but it is a lot more detailing, like the tie-dye one compared to this one. Like, I'll get another example. Like, if you compare the Funko's Nightmare Freddy plushie, you can see the withering's a bit barren. There's not much detail. Not like a diss against this guy, he's still awesome. But you can see that when it came time to make Jacko Bonnie, which is also a FNAF 4 Nightmare character, they put more detailing on him. Like, there's more withering on the legs, there's the endo withering, there's the big gash in the side of his head, and all the withering on his ears. So they definitely do seem to follow the design philosophy of the newer, like, modern Funko plushies, but with the quality of the Wave 2 plushies. Like, Wave 1 to Wave 2, which I think is cool. It's a nice, like, in-between. So that's really cool and just really awesome in general. And that is the video review of Xsmart Scraptrap plushie. Overall, he's going to get a 10 out of 10. He's literally, like, basically perfect. And I will leave a link. I'm not sponsored, obviously. Like, I'm not just glazing because, like, I'm sponsored or anything. I do generally think that these are amazing plushies. So I will leave a link in the description to, like, where you can buy this plushie, because I'm pretty sure he is still in stock right now. I'm pretty sure they're having like a big sale on their plushies right now. So yeah, definitely grab this guy if you can. He is fantastic. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.